Lakanay, residents say the U.S. bombing of their village was done under pretext that Taliban had members living there. No one knows if any Taliban members were killed in that attack, but villagers lost their loved ones. 35-year-old Asdi Muhammad lost all of his family members in that attack, except for his younger sister, who was later taken away by German doctors for treatment and never came back.
It was at about 3 a.m. The aircraft came and lit up our houses. Then some aircraft started bombing and no one was able to move. 10 members of my family, including my parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, and uncles, were killed.
Asdi Muhammad still has nightmares about that dreadful night. He says he hadn't heard from his surviving sister until half a year ago when he received a message from her. His sister told him she lost both her legs and has been living in Germany all these years. 80-year-old Haji Wahid says his family lived on the other side of the village. Some were able to escape, but his brother's family was not.
90 members of my brother's family lost their lives on that night. My brother, nephews, my nephew's kids, men, women, livestock, everything was gone after that night.
Haji Wahid says he rushed to his brother's home trying to save his relatives, but was only able to drag their dead bodies out of the ruins. 60-year-old Muhammad Ibrahim says he suffers from hearing loss due to that attack.
In the morning, some Americans came. The field was littered with bodies of men and women. The U.S. soldiers told us they would take only 2 or 3 injured people to the aircraft for treatment. Because of those bombs and fires, I cannot hear very well.
Haji Rahmatullah says his wounds healed with time, but that the scars are forever left on his arm, leg, and heart.
3 members of my family, my father and my 2 brothers, were killed in that attack. I myself was injured, as you can see. You can see all the scars even after I recovered.
So this is exactly where the airstrike took place 17 years ago. At that time, about 25 families lived here, but all the houses were destroyed in that attack. Villagers have to relocate their homes to other places, and one of the victims' families told me about 113 people were killed in that attack.
The villagers say they were relieved last year when they heard U.S. troops would leave their country. They say life is still tough, but that they finally feel long-lost peace and tranquility. So far, there's no official data about how many Afghan civilians died in U.S. airstrikes since 2001. But in 2017, the U.S. loosened its rules of engagement for airstrikes in Afghanistan, which resulted in a massive increase in civilian casualties. Huang, CGTN, Kandahar, Afghanistan.